brain and the membrane since them days where we raved for 3 days and 4 nights and took them red-eye flights, hot straight off the plane and through the back door of the place. Then I stepped on stage, they were like, see the crowd going air, they were like, so I stepped on stage, they were like, ooh yeah. See the crowd going air, they were like, ooh yeah. Crazed and courageous, raised by some Zulu lions, taught to seek dangers, brave and defiant, boy, the Lord was doing favors, blaze through the fire, yeah, we had a few, lost a few wages, still coming rampant, misbehaving, flavors, still coming anti-up, rebelling with my ravers, still don't give a about who be the latest, can't be locked up in them cages, start living up to what the f*** is biggest day is.
But hey, what about the
So I stepped on stage, they were like, see the crowd going air, they were like,
It's Madden NFL 24, and all eyes are on Rashee Rice. No one's been busier this season as he currently paces the NFL in receptions. It's the Giants and the Hawks, and it's coming up next.
We're situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. It's all about divisional matchups on this final day of the regular season, and we got a compelling one in store here, as it'll be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the New York Giants. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And we are underway from MetLife Stadium. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in this game, wasn't there? Yeah. 2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
On play action, they'll throw. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. But he'll take this back down inside the 20.
Man, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now because he might be a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
So here are the Giants now in great field position to start their initial drive. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Touchdown! A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Giants use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Back to Walker on first down. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. The Seahawks at 13-3 now on the year. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On second down, it's Walker. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Flush to his right. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 28. Out of the gun, Walker with it. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. There's been some plays that we've seen that we talk about him for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
Here's Walker. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, that play there was certainly a scouting report special because Cover was all too aware that this close to the end zone, he's going to become a bigger weapon for that offense, and they were there to help force the incompletion.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Had no command that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And his kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make? And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Reek Woolen. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this one's incomplete. You talked about this Giant defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. #1 in the NFL against the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Well, this defense for the Giants, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
68 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Now the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. And New York set to take the field.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you keep fighting through, and he's got space. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They run the counter. More. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. 2nd and 9 from the 44. They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the 7. Called out a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown.
Now the offense, Charles, they were flirting with disaster, already backed up deep in their own territory. So the interception and the pick 6 ensued. That was a big play.
It certainly was, and the short field gave him the rare opportunity to take it all the way back and quickly. And once he saw that he had an open field, there's no way he's going to let that opportunity slip away, and finds his way into the end zone.
This taken in right around the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. He's had a great season, plenty of touchdown passes, but that last throw, not one of his finer moments, as it was returned for a touchdown on the pick 6. Now he starts again here, 1st and 10. Here's Walker to start the drive.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
86 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. They run again with Walker. Evades the tackler, and now some space. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Under a minute to go, clock running, and a back-and-forth 1st quarter of play.
2nd and 4.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give. Rookie season, and in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing, but clearly there's some growing still to do.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll look to throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. You talk about this Seahawks defense. This unit coming into this one ranked number 20 against the pass in the NFL.
Defending the pass has not been one of their strong suits throughout the season, but if they have any hopes of making waves in January, they've got to improve in this area.
And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. Here we go on 4th down. And nowhere to go. He's going. Behind the line. He needed a couple, but he didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it 2nd down and 11. Now Sanchez. Street's got it complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play on the catch and run covering 34 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
A gain of 3, 2nd down. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Ken Walker with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Seahawks have retaken the lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
point after, right down the middle. And it's now 17-14. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it was Kenneth Walker finishing things off with a touchdown run.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. New York's offense back out there and set to go. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again, 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking to throw.
That pass complete to Moore.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. On 1st down, it's Moore. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Moore, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
That one too wide and incomplete.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Back out now comes Kenneth Walker in the Seattle offense.
He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. They'll fake it. Now Sanchez.
Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Here's Sanchez. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
To the air once more, Sanchez. And he comes back with one complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Here's Sanchez.
Setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down. Walker now on 1st and 10. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Sanchez. Over the middle, complete. It's Welch.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
2nd and 10, Sanchez here again. Walker with a grab, left side. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 14 down to the 14. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Sanchez from the red zone now. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
A 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here, because that incompletion's on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock, because you prefer not to give him another shot here in the first half. If you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
And the Seahawks are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a letdown defensively, because they had them stacked up 3rd and long, and you know their thought process had to be just make the tackle in front of the sticks and force the 3. Instead, they allowed them room to run, and now they're facing 1st and goal, looking to regroup.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Walker, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Now Sanchez on 3rd and goal. Touchdown! A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks will extend their lead here just before halftime. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And the Giants with one final possession here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Back to throw. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. They'll throw now on the final play. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. And it's the Cowboys out on top as they've gone to the half. The Cowboys trying to finish that one off and claim victory. From there, we head up to Wisconsin to check out the Packers at home in Lambeau. And they trail the visiting Lions in that one. A touchdown there for Jahmyr Gibbs. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting 49ers who are out in front. The Niners trying to gut this one out as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. It was a strong first half for the former Spartan, Kenneth Walker. He's already over 100 yards rushing for the game and has a touchdown run as well. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory. Both teams making their final adjustments for the second half to come. And to bring the action your way, we go back to MetLife Stadium and Brandon Got.
Coach. Thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Well, hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. They try and run on first down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Let's not quibble about the game there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw here. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline, but what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the 1st down.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down, and his throw is going to be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. They'll look to throw again. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 43.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. That'll be caught by Rice. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 9. They'll look to throw here. He's got the connection to Moore. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 13-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Riley. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
2nd down and 8. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Open man right side is Rice. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and this is back down to a 7-point game. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. On first down, here's Sanchez. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Walker. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. And that'll throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
On 2nd and 10, Sanchez. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Not liking the look. They'll change the play. Sanchez throwing again. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. It's Deontay Banks with it. And the Giants are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his throw is incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for New York. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Fielded just inside the 20. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. They'll fake the give. Now Sanchez. McKinnon here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 47. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
He'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 134 yards rushing for him now in this one as he is closing in on 1,800 yards for the year. On 1st down, it's Sanchez. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Yeah, their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1. They'll run for it. It's Walker. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Kenneth Walker with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Point after here coming up. And the lead is up to 14. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it was Ken Walker finishing things off with a touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They'll keep it on the ground. Moore. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. It's the Giants with possession of the football but needing points as we start quarter number 4. The throw over the middle taken in. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his 2nd drop of the game. Flush. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Boye Mafe able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Seahawks will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
And 12 at the 43-yard line.
Up the middle, here's Walker. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. It's Deontay Banks with it. And the Giants are right back in this football game. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14. Now back to throw. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Now a 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go. Moore. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. The Giants on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. Here it's 3rd and 3. Now a handoff up the middle. Henning. That'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
They get this out quickly to the left side. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Here's the Seattle. Get this drive underway. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Here's 2nd and 8. Street's got it complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
And the Seahawks first down.
From the gun, it's Walker. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on first down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on, because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Up the middle they run. It's Walker.
So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. On the counter, it's Walker. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That one looks like he'll throw here. Touchdown, Seahawks. George Pickens from 21 yards away. And the Seahawks extend their 4th quarter lead, and they are closing in now on a 14-win campaign. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the 4th quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like 4th quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The possession switching back to the New York Giants. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good whip.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Reek Woolen. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
And we'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the knee. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Trying the left side with Walker. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Ken Walker taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Seahawks up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt.
Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. He'll drop to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. With this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants him to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Similar to a shooter in basketball who just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And the Seahawks are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.